It's Wednesday the 30th of April. I'm frantically baiting up a whole squid. I'm really limited with baits today, so I've got a whole box of squid, some anchovies, little specials, and a small pack of scallop roes that I had left in the freezer that I didn't realise were in there from last year. Whole squid going out first on a good old pulley pennel. And of course, I'm going to set that ratchet. Well, talk about out of practice. I just put the second rod out and I completely forgot to film. Sorry. Chatting away, didn't press a button. So on the second rod, I got a 3-hook flapper, not clipped down or anything. 3-hook flapper, size 2 hooks, and they're all baited with squid strip. And I haven't cast that out very far at all. I've literally plopped that out 40 yards, something like that. But I have brought a spinning rod with me, so I'm going to have a little go with a surface lure, I think, while we approach dusk. I just checked that first squid bait and it's virtually untouched after 20 minutes or so. So at least we're not getting hammered by spider crabs. Yeah. So I'll pop that other one out there. There's a really good bit of tide there at the moment moving through. So with darkness coming, hopefully we can get some in. Well, I just checked the 3-hook flapper and just pulled in a pretty good sized hermit crab. So no prizes for guessing where that'll be going later on. There's just one squid with a few scallop roes lashed up the side. That's quite a big bait for a smooth hound, really. But to be honest with you, it's pretty quiet. Haven't had so much of a nibble yet. We'll have that one going out next. Right hand rod just dropped back. Met my mate the fox. Free lunch, mate. You're looking pretty mangy, actually, aren't you? So we got our dogfish. I'm going to knock this one on the head now. This is going to be our breakfast in the morning. Morning everyone. Well, I've been trying to have a little spin for some mackerel to no avail. But down on the beach, there's loads of sand eels. Stacks of them washed up like you do whitebait normally. Yeah, so I'm going to collect a load of those. Stick some of them out for bait in a minute, but that's obviously when all the dogfish overnight were in feeding on. Yeah, Stick some in the freezer at home as well, I think. Quite hard to get hold of at the moment. Yeah, there we go. Bites have died right off now. The 3-hook scratching rig, that's back out. Surprise, surprise, I've baited all 3 of those hooks with the sand eels that we've harvested from the beach. And I got another pulley panel out there. That's with squid and scallop on still. The baits have been lasting pretty well, so I'm just going to leave those sit for a while now. Now it's time for breakfast. Going to run our knife down each side, get the fillets off. Right, go in from the tail, get yourself right down to the backbone. Keep the knife in touch with the backbone all the way down. You don't want to cut into the backbone. I keep saying bone, I know it's cartilage, but you don't want to cut into it. Just run the knife along it all the way. You have to bear in mind as well that this is not the biggest dogfish in the world. It was quite small. There you go. That's your first fillet. You can see there how we've kept close to the backbone all the way down. Same on the other side. Then what we're going to do is have a little tie dip around the belly area. There we go. Going from the tail end, you want to cut in, down to the skin, turn the knife and then run your knife all the way along. There you go. So end up with a nice sausage of meat. So here we have our nice 2 skinless, boneless, cartilageless fillets of dogfish. And I tell you what, there's a good bit of weight there. That is loads for one. That is loads, even though this wasn't a big dogfish. That literally took no time at all. No effort at all. I wasn't sweating or swearing or anything, trying to get, pulling with all my might. Really easy. So the next stage for our dogfish is to flour, egg and crumb it. Flour, egg, and I'm using Japanese panko breadcrumbs. You can use fresh breadcrumbs if you like. Another angler's turned up with a lure rod over there walking along. He's just noticed all the sand eels as well. What I'm going to put into my flour is a bit of my little seasoning mix that I carry around with me. Mentioned this plenty of times. Just salt, pepper, and all sorts in there. There's like chili flakes and a bit of Cajun and a bit all sorts in there. It's just like a generic all-purpose seasoning that I carry around with me. Right, then our dogfish, I'm going to cut into 4. So then we're going to go flour, into the egg, and into the crumb. That's beautifully and evenly coated. So now we'll do the other 3 the same. There we go. That's our rock salmon, all good to go. So today we're going to make a Caesar salad with a classic Caesar dressing to go with our dogfish, which we're going to deep fry, and we're going to have some chips with it as well. Bit of a weird breakfast, I know, but that's what we're having for breakfast today. So next step is going to be the dressing. So Caesar dressing is one of those things, you ask 10 different chefs what go in it, you probably get some slight variations. But generally, it's a mayonnaise-based dressing, and it will have in it parmesan, anchovies, garlic, parsley. Very easy just to get a jar of mayonnaise, wax them in a bowl and add those ingredients to it, and you kind of have yourself a Caesar dressing. But what we're going to do is make our own little bit of mayonnaise, slightly looser. You do find with mayonnaise these days it's a real thick affair, and then you end up with this real sort of like lardy dressing, and then you're trying to smear that onto your leaves and it's really heavy. If you make your own mayo, it's much nicer and lighter, and you just get a nicer dressing sort of consistency from it. But if you want to save time, you can just use shop-bought mayo. So first step is take your bowl and add 1 egg yolk to it. And then what we're going to do is add some Dijon mustard to that. I just brought a little bit with me there and a lid. There we go. Next to go in is going to be a generous squirt of lemon juice. If you haven't got lemons at home, you can use a little bit of white wine vinegar. That'll do the job just fine. Then we're going to add some vegetable oil to it. We're going to add it slowly and carefully. What we're going to do is stop our bowl slipping around, put a little cloth underneath, just keeps everything steady. And then we're going to add some vegetable oil. It came off the bottle, my dodgy Fanta bottle of oil. Right. See, that's starting to thicken up. Once it starts to thicken, be careful, because if you add too much oil at that point, then it will split on you. If it does split on you and separate and go all watery, the easiest way to resolve that and to bring it back is just get another bowl and basically start again. So another egg yolk, lemon juice and a bit of Dijon. And then instead of oil, just add your split wet mayonnaise to it in the same way as though it was oil. And then that'll bring it back. Okay, I'm going to stop there. You see our mayonnaise is a nice... Do you know what I mean? It's a lot wetter than chopboard, but that's going to dress our leaves a lot better. I've got two really good sized cloves of garlic. Add your garlic. I'm just going to go with 2 anchovies fillets. You can add as much or as little as you like. You can't have a Caesar dressing without anchovies, can you? Right, in that goes. And Parmesan cheese, plenty of that too. Plenty of Parmesan. And plenty of chopped parsley. You need to be careful with the seasoning in this because the anchovies are so salty. I haven't got many in mine, so I've got a bit of seasoning in. But if you put a load of anchovies in, just bear in mind they're salty. So you might not want to add too much extra salt. And then we give it a good old mix up. Oh yes. We can pop that to one side ready for our salad later. Don't remember on my Christmas video I had a different stove, didn't I? Because this one had all seized up. Well, don't worry. Look at these little bad boys. These are what had all seized up. But I've freed them all off now, given them a really good soak. And she lives to fight another day. I think I bought this from Sports Direct. I think it was something like £8 or something like that. It's really done me well. It's a fighter. First thing going in my pan can be my croutons. Really should have a bit of garlic and some butter here, but because I'm just using the same pan to deep fry after, I'm not putting any butter in. Bit of chopped parsley over those. And a bit of seasoning. Nice skinny fries. So in go our chips. Rag that up. And we're going to pop our fish in. Bit of a squeeze. While our fish is cooking, I've got some lovely baby gem lettuce here. I've washed this off at home already, so I'm just going to dress it in our dressing and get it on the plate. I'm not sure I've eaten a Caesar salad of this size in my life before, let alone at 7 o'clock in the morning for breakfast. We'll whack a bit of lemon on. Right. And just show you inside of this dogfish. There we go. It's nice and white. Doesn't taste unlike scampi. And I forgot a fork. All I've got is this contraption. Oh well. Look at the lettuce leaves, how nicely they're coated. It's really difficult to do that if you use shop-bought mayonnaise. It has beaten me. Thank you very much, YouTube. So I'm having one more cast. I've just put a sand eel and squid wrap out on that one. And I got a big sardine and squid wrap going out here. It's very, very quiet though.